time I see that, I want to get my markers out and color it.
I just think it sounds so cool.
I know, it kind of introduces us. So here we are. Hi, everyone. This is Chatting with the Stars for September. I'm Sandy Rueve with
Susan Gidel. How are you?
Yep. How we doing? How we doing? August is coming to a close. Here comes September. I don't know. Just kind of looking ahead. I mean, boom! Like the very first day of September, will begin. But I just wanted to do a kind of a quick. I mean, we get my conflict day as soon as we get into the first of the month on Tuesday, which for me, I don't know. We'll have to go over yours. Like the August 31st. Right? The Monday, the end of August is my favorite day. And then we move in within like 12 hours, we go right into my conflict period.
Yeah.
So it's like, how favorite of a day could it be when we then run into a brick wall?
Well, it's just the way the planets crumble.
Crumble, good word.
And then, just like in August, where there was a big stretch early at the month where there was nothing happening, same with September.
Mm-hmm.
There's transits on the 1st and then nothing until the 10th.
And that's a doozy of a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's begin. Let's go over. We're going to go over all the aspects and of September of 2026. You could get your cheat sheet that Susan and I write every month for all the transits. It's a good, if you know astrology, it's good to have it in your possession. If you don't know astrology and you're learning it, it's also good to have in your possession, because we'll add on to some of those comments that we have written down in advance. But it also gives you the glyph of the, not only the planet, but of the zodiac, and the glyph of the aspect. So and then we write it out. So it is a good way to learn.
And not only that, but if you have your cheat sheet and you've got the little day by day things about how we think kind of the day might go based on how the planets in the sky are talking to each other, take notes about how that energy manifested in your life. So you begin to understand how these planetary shifts show up. And that can be fascinating to say, oh, that's how that works. I get that now.
And we could even add another level of printing your own chart and following and if you know your own chart, and there's a way to get it on intentionbeats.com and on our website for free, is to plot that on your, like if you have anything at 13, either Cancer or Aries, that we're going to begin at the beginning of this. If you have any 13 of those, this is affecting you directly. Mm-hmm. So let's just start so that we stop, because that's how I called the first September 1st. It's a Tuesday. It's my conflict day because of the Saturn or the Mars making a square to Saturn retrograde. Mm-hmm. This is like start, stop, safety, protection versus defense versus blocking. I think the only way to work with this is to have a slow, steady pace over a long time.
Yeah, I agree. Because my little note on the cheat sheet says, slow down, you move too fast. That was a song, wasn't it?
It was a song. I don't know.
Down, you move too fast.
The Monkeys.
From the 60s. Anyway, slow down, you move too fast with Mars squaring Saturn. Mars wants to go fast. Saturn says, whoa, hang on. Not so fast. Slow down. Mm-hmm. Take it easy.
Mm-hmm. And Mars, coming from, his fall of Cancer, wants to kind of like embed or protect, very defensive. And he does rule, there is reception here. He does rule Saturn's sign of Aries. So it's kind of like, plan to get through something hard, right? This is a hard aspect.
Yeah.
It's like, so like you say, take your time. Nothing is going to finish quickly in good format.
Yeah.
So anything you're starting here, take your time. And then we get also at coffee time, at the morning coffee, we're going to get Mercury, very strong Mercury. Mercury's in his own sign of Virgo. He's halfway through, and now he meets up with the sextile to Mars. And this is like precise care, making a good plan with more like quiet action. It's not a grandiose Mars. It's more of a quiet Mars, using your well-developed words with care, but something deliverable.
Yeah, and I think that the word I liked with Mars for this was confidence. So speaking with confidence, and in a sextile, that's opportunistic. So this is the day that you can put on the calendar to say, okay, I need to make a pitch to someone where I need to exhibit authority, confidence in my opinion, confidence in what I'm saying. You can do it on that day.
I also think it's a great day to do errands if you can get past that Mars square Saturn, where you have a direct line of movement, and you start at A, B, C, D, E, and you finish. It sounds like a good plan instead of going zigzag to get everything accomplished. Right. It's like me today.
Just expect that it's going to take longer than you think.
And like you said, then we pause all the way till Thursday the 10th. So yes, that's like 9 days. I think we only had 6 or 7 days.
Not even in August. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and interesting, I think that this is when the big astrology conference that we'll be at occurs, when there's no aspects happening between the planets.
That, you know what? I hadn't even ever thought of that, because that starts on September 3rd, right? And ends on the
9th. Yeah.
So wait. I have to think about that.
Isn't that kind of weird?
It's so weird, because we're all aspecting each other, by being together. These are international astrologers gathering, which we haven't done in some years.
6 years.
8 years. Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah.
And so, of course, then on Thursday the 10th, which is a huge day, a lot of stuff, big stuff, major stuff is going on. Venus goes into her detriment in Scorpio at 3 o'clock in the morning. And this is where she will retrograde. So she's going to stay in Scorpio for a long time, until December 4th, even though she goes back into Libra for a couple for about a couple weeks. But she still stays in Scorpio. These are deep bonds. These are honesty tests. Prepare for strong, intense emotions. Like, what do you get to burn off in the next few weeks that you've been holding on to for almost 2 years? Because her last Kazimi in a retrograde, which is the internal, was 18 and a half months ago. Yeah.
So, and Venus's money, Scorpio, in detriment. So detriment is, to me, always the little voice over here that says, do you really need to spend that money? Really? I think you should think about that, don't you?
Well, I'm glad it's after the astrology conference.
Yeah, there you go. Says the lady who's going to sell lots of intention bracelets at the astrology conference.
But I do want to say that, as a little push for this Venus Kazimi at 0, we'll talk about that when we get there in October. But there is, I'm running a talisman ceremony for the Venus start point, and we'll talk about it being her last time in Scorpio.
Yeah.
But let's keep going for September. Mercury, the same day, within just a handful
September
of
10th.
hours.
Yeah.
That Mercury moves out of his favorite sign and moves into Libra. And this is just, Mercury still has communication skills, right? But he's now doing it in diplomatic negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
He's weighing a lot of opposing forces, right? It reminds me of the Egyptian, the scales. But you're not able to do it all, and neither does it need to be done, right? Because really the reason why I say that is because Mercury is just moved into Libra, just as Venus moved out, and she's the ruler of it, and she's moved into the deep dive of Scorpio.
Yeah.
So I don't think you have to do everything that comes up on your plans today. Weigh them and prioritize them.
Mm-hmm. And I think always when Mercury is in Libra, this is the considered opinion time. Mercury is about communication, listening, understanding, speaking, having an opinion. And so while in Libra, Mercury says, take time to listen. Understand both sides of the story before you spit something out of your mouth or make a decision. Be balanced and fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that goes, along with, weigh it before you say it.
Yes, absolutely. That's like perfectly describes Mercury and Libra.
Right. I like that. Same day, we're still on the 10th. We haven't moved yet. Yeah. Uranus stations retrograde. Now, this is the third and final outer planet that is moving in its retrograde cycle. And I call this internal pause. So sudden realizations that get reviewed further. It's like a holding pattern, a holding period of, rethinking some of the things you've done. How can you have the freedom or the independence or the revolutionary ability? There's a pause.
Yeah, it's review time. That's what all retrogrades are about. And so Uranus retrograde is take a look at what changes have been happening since the end of April, when Uranus was at this degree. Yes. No, when it.
No, he was at three.
Yeah. But time to review changes.
Because he's going back to 5, 4, 3, right? He's still meeting up with those decisions. I like that idea. And we have the new moon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a big day.
It's like you didn't pack your suitcase for 9 days, and then all of a sudden you got to pack all the important things in one day, right? Because it's the new moon at 18 Virgo. This is at 10:27 p.m. And these are great for practical skills, right? Reset your grounding. It is an earth sign, maybe new behaviors, and preparing new soil. And of course, we think about that the Virgo ruled by Mercury in that diplomatic, that what do we call that? Think it before you say it.
Weigh it before you say it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like using practical skills, which is the thought process. That's a skill.
Mm-hmm. And I like in Virgo with the sun there too, the new moon in Virgo, to lean into its health implications. We're in September, it's the fall, time to kind of make sure you're eating what you need to eat and getting checkups so you still have time to do something about whatever before the end of the year, this sort of thing. Kind of be very, okay, let's check things off the list. And I think in Virgo, to do with health.
Yeah, before Thanksgiving and Christmas come.
Yeah.
And then we got New Year's, and then we have Valentine's Day. Yeah. It just means, and this is the first lunation since the eclipses,
Yeah.
right? Because we have that the lunar eclipse. We've had that by this time, and now this is the next cycle. So this is kind of the would we call this the bookend of the eclipse season,
Season.
basically?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just really like this. Is there a school? Is there a study? Is there a book? Is there a how-to book? Is there something that is teaching you is to slow down and learn something new? You'll need it. You'll need it. We all do. It's like, Susan, you and I need to slow down and learn like computer skills. I mean, you're better at it than I am, but you know.
I just talked to somebody this afternoon who is using AI in a chemistry degree. And he says they do stuff not by touching chemicals anymore, but they can use AI to run it on computers. And I'm like,
literally, I hope they don't blow anything up, although I guess they
Yeah.
couldn't if they're not mixing this with that.
right.
But still, wow,
Isn't
let's
that
go
cool?
to Saturday. Let's go to Saturday the 12th. We also have Mercury's busy here because Mercury is making a trine to the Pluto, and Pluto's retrograde still. This is beneath the surface. This is making sense of maybe what happened on Thursday, because there was so much going on Thursday. Big events. They're not easy. They're individual situations that are, and they weren't even making connections.
No, it's just that it's unusual for 3 things like that to happen all on the same day.
We got an ingress, station retrograde, new moon.
Yeah.
And so that on Saturday, then Mercury is just like, whoa, wait, let's look underneath. What is the subtitles here? I need to figure out what just happened. So I think it's kind of a nice play on, because it's a trine to Pluto, saying, let's reset, or let's clear the air.
But really, it's that whole weekend, the 12th and the 13th together.
True.
Where Mercury makes, we talked about the outer planet connections and trine and sextile to each other. Well, Mercury's hitting them all in one weekend. Trine Pluto on Saturday, trine or opposed Neptune on Saturday, trining Uranus on Sunday. And so it's, we speak of them in individual chunks on the cheat sheet in here, but really it's all happening all together on one weekend. And so trining Pluto, like you said, understanding deep things and investigating deep things. Mercury opposite Neptune, tuning into deep truths. And then Mercury trining Uranus with new ideas that are able to flow really easily. So this, and spend Saturday in meditation and journaling and understanding, and then let that come up as an expression of something new on Sunday.
It's really a beautiful flow.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you on that beneath the surface with Pluto, and then the Neptune is check the truth of it. Make sure the realizations are truly what you're believing, because and possibly, like you said, journaling is a great thing for this, because I want them to hold what's coming up today close to their heart, right? Kind of like, let me just sit with this imagination versus sharing it right now, because it's an opposition. And then Sunday with this trine, that's my favorite day. That's my favorite day of the month, because it is that innovative spark where you might feel you got to do it right now because it's air, right?
Yeah.
And Uranus just stationed retrograde. So he literally has not moved. And then here comes quick Mercury in air the ruler of Uranus. So it feels like a strike of a match can really make something bigger than it is. And it was interesting that that's the day that my retreat starts. I did not book it for that, but I just really like this, you know, the timeless wisdom of something that brings us to, sparks a timeless vision.
And not only that, but remember Uranus is retrograde. And so the sparking is about something that's under review, something that maybe you've thought of before or has come up before. And now you go, oh, now I get it.
Right, right. In fact, we can show the chart now.
Oh, okay.
This is the chart that we've picked on these Mercury transits. We can kind of see this blue triangle of, and then we see that red line from Mercury in the 11th house making that opposition to Neptune. But we see, you know, we see one of these planets is 3, the other one's 3, and the other one's 5, which is coming back to 3. Right?
Right.
So, you know, all the astrologers are either going 333 or I'm going 444. Pretty soon we'll be doing 555 until Uranus really starts pulling away, right? Yeah. But that's not right now. But this is what we were talking about, is this what turns into a kite pattern, right? It's the sextiles and the trines and the opposition. And so this is just flying colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, really let your
flying, because Mercury goes.
Yeah. And the moon is with Mercury. The moon is just left, is looking at Mercury in the rear view mirror and moving to a conjunction with Venus. So I don't know. It was my favorite day.
Very good.
All right, let's move to the next week. And we go to Monday, the 14th, and we've got the sun making a sextile to Mars. I feel like that's a very stabilizing movement. I mean, it's a Monday. I'm born on a Monday. I love Mondays. They're my favorite day of the week. Always have been. I thought I was just a rooter for the underdog. But it just makes me think that you're steady on your feet. You see the world. You're able to be productive at the beginning of the week. How lovely.
And my notes on it were big accomplishments and to take control in a practical kind of way that the sun in Virgo would like to do. So really easy to get something done and feel good about it.
Yep, I love it. I like this day a lot. Tuesday, the 15th, we've got Venus. Remember, she's in Scorpio, not her best. In fact, it's her detriment. And she's making that square to Pluto retrograde. So can you really be honest? You know, careful on what you say, what your actions are. I can't even read my note. Like, I can't even read this because I probably don't know how to spell it. Nefrocious. No,
nefarious.
Nefarious. Don't be, please, no nefarious actions, please.
And I think it is a day to beware of financial strain because of the square. So not the best day to make financial decisions or movement.
I think that's the day we're at the oil shop. Anyway, let's keep going. And then we have that same day, which now I call my astro interesting day of the month, because we've got these outers. You know, we were just looking at 3, right? The threes. And we got Neptune making a sextile to this Pluto retrograde at 3. And like, I even asked you because I couldn't count that high. I'm like, Susan, how many times? What?
13.
What?
This is such an interesting outer planet aspect, Neptune sextiling Pluto. It's their first sextile since their conjunction in 1892. It is the third set and final set of sextiles. And, you know, we're more than 100 years past the conjunction. This is huge societal shifts that we're just starting to make for the last time since the turn of the 20th century. And this set, we can look back to the end of July. I mean, it will all meld together in another 50 years about what happened.
I don't even know what to say. Like a long, slow process. Yeah. Now I don't know that it's a pressure cooker, right? Because it's almost like an air.
It's too slow.
Yeah, it's like but again, it's a nice, it's a sextile. Yeah. So it's not creating any steam. It's like working behind the visual scene or working behind the screen. It's something that you can still see, but may not understand it.
And I like to think of it as we're doing things that create idealistic transformation, 2 words associated with Neptune and Pluto, idealism and transforming. And so I think we're in the period where we get to shape our future in the way that we would like to see it become. I find that inspiring.
Yeah. And for 40 years. 40 years.
No, not 40.
Yeah.
Well, these are exact through 32. So the next 6 years, we're in the process of doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, this was my Astro Interesting Day. It's like slow process. It's like, you keep checking the oven or something, or what, you keep looking in the skillet. Is the thing ready? Is the thing ready? Are we ready to get it out? Are we ready to slow down? And it's like, nope.
It's 2 out of 13. Not even close.
Not even close. We're at the beginning that we may not have imagined it yet.
No, I agree.
So, all right, let's pop to Friday, the 18th. This is Mercury is now making that opposition to Saturn retrograde. This to me is that slow down a day song, part 2. Allow more time to get what you need to be. Limit access to thoughts, or you're limited. You're not going to be able to have quick recall. Only serious matters are important here on this Friday. It's a very heavy responsibility.
Yeah. And very serious thoughts with Mercury talking to Saturn. Serious thoughts, but don't let them get you down. So, yes, take things seriously, say serious things, but don't get depressed over it.
Right. It'll change.
Yeah.
I mean, Mercury.
The next day, when Mercury is sextile Jupiter, much happier.
And this is actually International Peace Day.
Yay.
Yeah, peace out. Big productions and plans. This is thoughtful and constructive discussion.
Yeah.
Right? Clear wording brings peaceful understanding.
Mm-hmm. And a real curiosity to learn something new. Jupiter is all about exploration and new information, and so is Mercury. So in a sextile like that, really easy to do. Take a class, read a new book, listen to a new podcast, expand your mind.
Yeah, make plans for an international trip. Plan to go far, go big and far. Tuesday, the 22nd, we have the harmony balance equinox of the sun moving into Libra at 7:05 p.m. Central. And I call this, I don't know, I just pictured some sort of, yoga pose that you stand on one foot. I'm not a yogi, so I don't know if that's the tree or the mountain pose or what pose that is. But
Mhm.
it's like seeing that equal, that you can really focus on balance,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
This is one of the equinox periods. We're at the equal day and night.
Mhm. So, and I am wondering if this is the official start to pumpkin spice latte season. I am not a pumpkin spice latte person, but and my guess is that it has the aficionados think that it has started at Labor Day, but I think it's like wearing white shoes after Labor Day. You know,
Yeah, a no go.
no go. Wait for pumpkin spice lattes until the fall equinox.
Not that we have to discuss this now, but I'm going to bring it up now. The the whole law that might go into effect about the daylight savings time
Oh yeah.
versus the standard time. What is your thought on that? Not about what do you think is they're going to rule, but what do you prefer? I
I
have a
would
preference.
I, I would prefer standard time.
I want both. I
Do
like
you?
change. I like change.
Yeah, I'm like keep the. I don't like the shifting, getting used to a different thing. But I'm a Capricorn,
Says
so
the Capricorn, while the
yeah,
Pisces is over here going, come on, let's do this.
yeah,
The Capricorn's like, no, this is good. This is
yeah.
good.
This is good. I get used to waking up a certain time. Okay, that's good. I'm good with that. So, but also financially, always be aware that the equinoxes and the solstices are are the more major times when the stock market can make a turn. And so be on alert for that Tuesday, September 22nd.
Capricorns don't like that.
No.
Friday the 25th, we have that sun just moved to Libra, makes that opposition to that Neptune retrograde. And this is hazy and blurry. You're going to have to see through the mist, or just enjoy something with your eyes half closed.
Yeah.
you know you know have you ever done this weirdo thing that when you're trying to see something in clarity, you take your fingers and do this and close your other eye and look through, and you get clearer vision? It's what they say, my optometrist said, this is what happens when we try and give you eyeglasses prescription. We try and bring down whatever those lines are in your eye to
Ah,
a smaller little area, and it actually works. I used to do it when I didn't have glasses. But again, it's like this Neptune is like, what are you seeing? Things are blurry. Don't believe everything unless you're looking at it this way.
yeah. And I like the, instead of being confused with Neptune, be enlightened instead.
Hmm.
Um, you know, not confusion, enlightenment.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice. Saturday the 26th, we have that sun. Now remember, the sun is moving to the trine to the Pluto retrograde. And this is embrace change. And, it's in these air signs, air. And I just think it's like integrity, like embrace change with a true form of integrity. Be the person that you say you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And this is my favorite day because it's the full moon and the sun is in a grand trine with Pluto, and then it will make its exact trine to Uranus on Monday, 2 days later. So when you're looking at the chart, the sun is in a grand trine with Pluto and Uranus. So with Pluto being intense about moving forward, and with Uranus about it being really exciting and interesting and fun and wow. And then throw in the full moon, then you've got the kite with that grand trine,
There we go.
and the moon opposes the sun. So um, really able to express feeling with the moon in Aries, not be scared about it, be bold, say what you really feel. And then the moon is also sextiling Pluto and sextiling Uranus, so pulls in that intensity from both sides. I like the 26th.
And this full moon to me, because the moon is with Neptune, right?
Yeah.
The full moon at 11:49 a.m., I call this checking on all agreements, because I am with you on the fact that this, the moon is in Aries that likes to do things, independent of others. And the Libra is more about, maybe dependency or codependency, right? Like, and so it's like, where do you need to make the adjustment on the scale if we're talking about weighted again? It's like, are there things you can do with other people that you used to do independent, or things you can do independent that you used to need codependency on? Right. Yeah. So I really like this. It's not my favorite day, but I really like this full moon.
Because it's tied into the outer planet connections.
And again, this is the first full moon since the month before, when we had the lunar eclipse, right? So, but right in between that is the Sunday is Mars moving into the fun sign of Leo, and that's bold and expressive. So talk about adding on what you just said. Then Mars takes it, and Mars is the ruler of the moon, so it really does add confidence and warmth, bold expression, because he's coming from this detriment place of Cancer, where he might have been defensive or protective.
Yeah. I really like when Mars moves into Leo. That to me is like, it's time to be the leader. Take leader type actions. Leo is all about wanting to be at the front of the pack and be in charge of things. And Mars in Leo is like, yes, I'm doing it. I'm the person. This is me. Let's go.
Pick me.
No, not pick me. No, follow me. Here's where we're headed.
Usually I'm in class going, don't look at me. Don't see me. Please, I want to hide. But I have to say something about that Mars in Leo, because this is where he retrogrades in January. When he'll come back to this area. I mean, does pop into Virgo a little bit, but then moves back into Leo. So this day, I think, will be a pivotal day to say what you start or what's starting there for you at that point does come back around for a bit of a redo,
Okay.
But it still could be leadership.
Oh,
right?
For sure.
Yeah. Let's get to the final.
Almost done.
The final two aspects. Monday, the 28th of September, the sun is making that trine to Uranus that just retrograded, still at 5. Uranus hasn't moved yet. And this is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
air,
for sure.
air.
Literally air. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's quick solutions that are stabilizing, because Uranus is usually not the stabilizer.
No.
But he isn't moving. So the sun is the one
can
that
make it
can bring in, like, oh, I feel good about myself or my leadership role that I just took on.
Yeah. And like I said before, just really fun and exciting. The sun trining Uranus is like, ooh, let's try that.
I'm going to call you on that day and see what you're trying.
Okay.
Capricorn. And then Wednesday, the 30th, we have Mercury. So Mercury's ingressing into another sign in the same month.
He's really like moving.
He's moving. I mean, he usually does stay 20 to 21 to maybe 24 days in a sign. But we get him moving into 2 ingresses this month. Probing mind. Wanting to have the Q&As, like needing questions answered. It reminds me of a 3-year-old. Why is that, Daddy? How come that? Why do you do that? What color is that? Why? How come? Who said? Right? It's just like, get ready. And again, this is where Mercury's going to retrograde too, with Venus in Scorpio.
And I always like to think of Scorpio as the sign that represents real research, really digging into something to understand it well. And so when Mercury is in Scorpio, this is put your investigative hat on and find out all the deets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For whatever it is.
Do you think we'll get some news? There'll be some, I mean, there's always news. And in fact, I mean, each cycle of every day, there's more news that is more either surprising or disturbing or shocking or something. There's always something going on. I just know about the Lake of America now, but so this is, I think all this, as we get further into October and even into parts of November, these two personal planets going into Scorpio and retrograding there, I think we will get some what you called research. Some things get come out in journalism, right? Yeah. Maybe about women. Yeah. All right. Otherwise, happy September, everyone.
Yeah.
And wrap it up and get ready for the next month is October. And it's a doozy as well. So don't forget your cheat sheet is up there. The little QR code is up there. We do charge $5 just to keep all of this in order. And here, stuff costs money. But we are here to offer you this information for free. We're happy to do that. Yep. All right.
Have a good September.
Bye, everyone.